Hey guys, how's it going? Today I just wanted to make a video talking about when I worked as a janitor at a refinery. This will be part two to my work stories. Um, but pretty much, it was a job. It was Monday through Friday. It was 4 in the morning to 1. Um, so
Mm.
yeah, I had to get up really early. But on my first day there, they
Mm.
actually wanted me to do overtime. So I stayed there till 5 in the afternoon. And I know like some people will be like, oh, like I've done a shift like that, it's whatever. It was just a one time thing. And yeah, it wasn't that bad, but dude, I hadn't eaten that day. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why I didn't eat anything on my lunch either. I don't know if I can't remember if I just didn't have money at the time or what, so I just didn't eat anything. But I had nothing to eat that day. But I don't know. I still made it somehow, and it's because yeah, my boss was like, I guess his boss called him and was like, "Does the new guy want overtime?" And he asked me, and he was like, "You should say yes, so you look good." And me being a teenager, I was just like, "Oh, yeah." But I don't know. I mean, it wasn't that bad. We were like putting like tables and chairs inside of like this one building. That was literally it. I wanted to talk about my coworkers because I got along with some of them and I didn't with others. It was kind of stupid. There was one lady that worked there that I'm just neutral about her. She just was there. But I worked with a full like women crew, and uh my favorite coworkers, I'm not gonna say like real names, but um probably Faye and Meg. They were super chill with me. I don't know, like they always conversated with me. Like they honestly were probably one of my favorite coworkers I've ever had, like at any workplace. But I did have another coworker. I'm just gonna call her Deborah, but she was honestly like my least favorite. I had another coworker too. I'll get to her in a sec that I didn't like either. But Deborah was like the most annoying. Like she just was always mean and nitpicky, and I already had my first problem with her within the first week of working there because they have this thing called they have this thing called like I'm acting like it's called something different, but they have like a trucker's bathroom, um, and since it's just one bathroom, like the whole crew wouldn't like go in there. It was just a tiny bathroom, so like there was no point for all of us to be in there like trying to clean it, but so we just figured out like like they had a routine like, oh, like Monday this person will clean it, Tuesday it'll be this person's turn or whatever. But since Deborah thought I like didn't really know that, it was actually her turn to clean the trucker bathroom, and I knew the schedule already. Like thankfully Faye and Meg, like they were really helpful, and they didn't even like Deborah either, so like they were on my side with a lot of stuff. But yeah, man, she tried to get me to clean this bathroom when it was technically not my turn. And I'm honestly so glad to this day that I stood up for myself with that, to be honest. Like, it's something I've been really trying to work on is like not letting people push me around. And like, for back then, because I'm 23 now, I think that I was 19 at the time. So I'm just glad, like, that I did that, to be honest. Like, I just didn't want to, I didn't want her to boss me around. But I had another coworker. Man, it's just a different set of problems with her. I'll call her Anna, but she literally almost got me like fired. I almost got fired because of this girl. I shouldn't even say like girl. She wasn't. She's just old lady. Which, funny enough, I lived in a small town. Like I was. This was a small town. And I don't know if I mentioned this already, but it was in a refinery. Like that's where I was like that was where the job was at. It was like in a refinery, so I had to like go from different parts of the refinery to the buildings and like clean them. That's pretty much all we did. But with Anna, she almost got me fired because obviously, so we have a van that we drive around with all our supplies, and obviously like you're not supposed to text and drive, obviously, but we were picking her, and I forget. I don't even. I mean, I know I could just make up a name, but I don't even remember her name, so I can't even think of one. I'm just gonna call her like Georgie. I don't know, but we're picking up Anna and Georgie, and um, Anna well, I was parked waiting for them, to come up to the van and get in and everything, and I was on my phone while I was waiting for them, and she got in. And she started, throwing a fit at me that I was on my phone and stuff, and I shouldn't be on it. And I didn't think too much of it at the time. I was just like, whatever. But yeah, she actually reported me, and I got pulled into the big boss's office to get, you know I don't know. They were trying to talk to me about it. I was like, dude, I was parked outside the building. Like there was what, I get it if I was texting and driving, but I never did that. I was parked waiting for them. I don't know what her problem was. She didn't really like me, and apparently she had problems with my mom and my personal life. Like apparently, according to my brother. Like I said, I lived in a small town, so everybody kind of knew each other. But yeah, apparently she just didn't really like my mom for some reason. I never really knew why. Um, Little side note, um, because this job was mostly there was mostly guys in it. Really the only women were the I mean my janitorial crew, and there was women working at the main buildings where the offices are at, but where my janitorial crew had to work, it was mostly around all the refinery guys. And if you're a woman, especially, I would try to find a workplace that's balanced with men and women, because dude, a lot of them were just really gross, and they would always try to conversate with me about my coworkers, and ask really weird questions. And I don't know, they would think I would go along with it, but I would be like, dude, you're kind of weird. Like, why are you asking me these things? I don't know. But yeah, just I would try to find a more balanced workplace in terms of gender if you can. And I quit. I actually quit on the spot. I didn't put my 2 weeks, but I quit just because I just wasn't really happy there, to be honest. I mean, it wasn't the worst job, but I also felt like I wasn't really doing a good job while I was there, which I guess was something that was kind of bothering me. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really that good at cleaning. Yes, I can clean my room or something, and it would look good, but they were very picky, I guess. I don't know. And I'm not that detailed. So it's not I'm not I mean, I kind of agree, but um they actually tried to hire me a couple months later too after I quit, which is kind of funny, to be honest. Cause yeah, they always told me yeah, I don't really do that good of a job, and then it literally almost immediately after they wanted me back, but I said no. Um, but there was also this one guy. He joined in later in because I worked there for about 7 months. He was there for the last 2 or 3 months that I was there. But he he was honestly worse than me. So I don't know. I don't know. He got fired though because he was he literally told my coworker Faye. I guess she was in a bad mood or something, and he told her she sounds like she hasn't had D in a while, and that's just not something you say to your coworkers. And thankfully he got fired immediately after that, according to Faye, because I asked her about it. It was one time I saw her when I was working at Napa actually, but yeah, he was really lazy too. He actually didn't really get a lot done, so it was it was fine. They didn't need him anyways. But one last story I kind of want to get into, and it involves Deborah again. But dude, I'm telling you, she just really pushed me to my limit, and I try to be patient with her, dude. But she was just An ass, bro. And it's funny because maybe I'll get into it when I talk about my Verizon work stories. But I had to deal with her when I was working there too, and it was awkward. I'm not gonna lie. But there was this one day we were cleaning out our work van, and I used to be known literally there for how much water I drank. I love to drink water to be honest with you. But I guess she found a water bottle under the seat or something. Um, and she was like, don't be leaving your water bottles like in the van or whatever. But as she said it, she smacked me in the head with the bottle, and I was already in such a bad mood, dude. And like, I mean, I kind of feel bad about it to this day, but I just was so mad. I honestly just kicked her in the ankle, and I didn't like kick her the hardest I could. And she also had like boots that were like covering the bottom half of her legs, so I'm sure it didn't hurt that much, but I still feel bad about it. I don't know. I kind of feel like I shouldn't have done that. I kind of feel like I stooped to her level or something, but it's whatever. I don't know. My boss, he was also pretty chill, I guess, but apparently he to me he was nice, but apparently to everyone else it just depended. Like there was some people he liked, some people he didn't. But another thing is, and I don't know if someone happens to be like watching this and they're gonna work at a refinery soon or something, dude. Like, just keep in mind, dude, it smells so bad. I had this weird issue when I was working there that like food would taste off after a couple months of working there, and I think it's because of the smell it was throwing off my taste buds, dude. I swear to you when I say this, I could not eat eggs anymore. And eggs are one of my like favorite foods. And it I cannot describe the way like eggs tasted, but it just tasted off. And I remember at the time my mom asking me like what, you don't like eggs anymore? And I had to explain to everyone like, dude, like everything tastes off now. And when I quit working there after about a month, like yeah, it went away. So like if you're gonna work somewhere that smells really bad, just a fair warning, it might mess up your like taste buds. But I don't really know exactly how that works, but that's what happened to me. But anyways, guys, if you made it to this part of the video, I just want to thank y'all for letting me like ramble and you guys listening. Life's just been boring. Making videos has been kind of like fun. So I don't know. Hope y'all guys have a good day. See y'all.